Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have this opportunity to chat.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I guess we'll start right off the bat with, how long were you in active addiction?
I've been in active addiction for 13 years. I was 12 when I started drinking and using drugs, and I haven't stopped, and I am currently 25 right now.
Okay, all right. And can we talk a little bit about what was life like in active addiction?
You bet. Just from the very beginning, I really only remember up until I was 12 years old when I started using and drinking, and smoking dope was the only thing that I knew, because I suffer from depression and I have since I was that age. So that's all I knew how to do, basically. And it got worse as the years progressed. Thankfully, I have had 2 children, and I was able to stop in between those pregnancies, but it was as soon as the pregnancies were over, it was just right back where I left off, basically. So it started getting really bad and really unmanageable probably when I was 21. And life since then, it has been a blur, and it feels like it's just gone by in a snap of a finger. And then thankfully I have extremely supportive family and really supportive friends who noticed that I was hitting my rock bottom, and they took me to the hospital, and I've started my recovery ever since then. So
Okay. Yeah, it's so nice to have family. I know it was my family dangling that carrot in front of me for many years before I was ready to grab it.
big time. And thankfully, because I don't have a lot of family around where I do live, so they were in the dark, and they honestly knew about my addiction the day that I went into the hospital. So it was a huge surprise for them. I was able to stay in the hospital for 10 days, doing my detox and getting myself on the right medication that I needed. And they were at my bedside every single day while I was in there, and then they offered treatment to me, and by that point I was ready to change my life. I couldn't continue to live dying anymore. So yeah, my friends were the ones that scooped me up and said enough's enough, and we want our friend back. So yeah.
Didn't take much convincing, I guess.
It didn't. It was almost like a cry for help, and I was waiting for somebody to hear me. And thankfully that they did, because I wouldn't have had the strength to go into a hospital or into a treatment center by myself. But once I seen that these people couldn't live without me, then I realized that, maybe I am worth something, and it's time to be a better version of myself, basically.
Yeah. That's an awesome statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've done some amazing work so far.
Yeah.
So how did you find iRecover treatment centers?
Well, my sister-in-law, her auntie actually had come through this program about 3 years ago, and she had been in treatment centers before, and kept relapsing, and then she found the ranch, and she has been sober ever since. So she's working on over 3 years now, and so it almost feels like I have her in my corner too. Like, she reached out to me even while I was here. So I just knew that this was the place to go. So I am currently finishing my 8th week. I did the steps the first 4 weeks, and then time came where it was my 4 weeks were up, and it's just, I knew I wasn't ready. I had worked so much on brightening my soul again, getting my spiritual awakening, and just having that light come on inside of me. But I know that my addiction goes so much deeper than being spiritually bankrupt. So I just knew my mental state wasn't ready. So I worked through the CBT program. I've gone through a couple books, and it has been a complete 180 from what I was 4 weeks ago. So I get to graduate on Saturday.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's been a good full 8 weeks, but I'm ready now to go back into society.
Yeah.
I guess you can say.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's time to re-immerse. So how are you feeling about the big ceremony coming up on Saturday? Where are you at?
I am extremely excited because I sent all of my friends and family away for my first graduation after the 4 weeks. I was like, nah, guys, like, don't worry about it. I wasn't ready for it. And now the whole family's coming, and I'm really excited because I'm really excited to see their how proud they are that I have changed. And it's just, they haven't been able to see who I am now. You can't get that from FaceTime. You can't get that from just a 20-minute conversation. So I hope that they really do notice a difference from the way that I walk, talk, act. And so I'm nervous for what their reactions will be, but I'm also just feeling extremely accomplished because in the last 13 years, I haven't been able to accomplish much. So now I can say that I did it, and I did it with integrity, and I did it with resilience, and it's just, I'm excited.
You really put the work into it, and and change has happened. And you're just excited to share that with others now too.
I am.
Right? It shows.
It's the last 8 weeks that I've gone through, but it's the last 8 weeks for my entire life now. Like I get to live an entire life now, which is that overwhelming, like goosebump feeling, like I get to live life now and I get to enjoy life now, whereas 8 weeks ago I was in the hospital for almost trying to commit suicide. Like it's a complete 180 from where I was. So it's I'm extremely proud of where I was to where I am now.
You should be. You've done an amazing job so far. I mean, you can just see from your energy right now. It's wonderful. It's contagious. It's great. I'm so happy that you're here to share that with others, because there's a lot of people that, where you were and need to hear this from you. So it's beautiful that you're sharing it with others. Very courageous to share your story.
Thank you.
Yeah. Would you have any maybe advice for that person who's suffering out there right now and sees this? What would you like to say to them?
I would really love to say that you're not alone.
Yeah.
I know that even when I walked through these doors, I was like, I'm different. I'm not gonna fit in here. I'm not gonna connect with anyone because I haven't connected with anyone for so long. And I walked through these doors and it was like they all just like hugged me, and like not just like a hey, nice to meet you hug, like they hugged me and they were like, they said it gets better. And I said, I don't believe you, but I can sit here now and honestly say like it gets better and it is good. Like if I do see anybody out there suffering when I'm at a meeting, or honestly, if they're just friends or family, it's just, I am going to scoop them up and I'm going to let them know that they're not alone, and I've been where you are, and I've been at the bottom, but there's only up from here, honestly. And it's just, the 12 steps saved my life. And I know that sounds like super cliche, but it's not, and it's a true thing, and it wouldn't be like it's worked for the last 60 years plus. Like it's helped millions of people, and it's going to only help millions of more people. And if I could just go out there and save one life, then I know that I've done my service through the 12 steps. And
how about would you have any advice for the family who are sitting around, have a loved one that's suffering and they're kind of at their wit's end or suffering themselves? Do you have any advice for them maybe you could share?
All I could say is just don't give up. The addict or the alcoholic, they need to get to a certain point when they're ready. And I know that it is extremely hard to watch somebody you love go through that. But just hold on and just have faith that the program will work when they're ready to work it. Because if they go into treatment or anything like that before they're ready, then they're not going to work their program, and then the program can't work.
Yeah.
So just hold on, let them feel everything that they need to feel. But if you give up, then you won't see the miracle happen.
Yeah.
I think. And just for the loved ones as well who do have somebody in recovery, just I know that it's sometimes hard seeing the person that you love connect so deeply with the people that they've met in the program, but that is because we connect on a deeper level because we both have gone through it.
Mm-hmm.
And the family and the friends fortunately haven't gone through it, but it doesn't mean that they're not with you any less. They just have more people in their circle now that they can connect with. So it's just it is only love going around. It's just addicts being there for addicts, and it's just not giving up before the miracle happens, basically.
Great advice.
I don't know.
No, that's
I might
awesome.
have jumped all over the place, but
Not at all.
yeah.
Not at all. It's very wonderful what you're saying and very concise. Do you have any plans for the near future? What do you? Any goals? Any short-term goals right now that you're thinking about, or?
Well, short-term goals is getting my babies back.
Yeah. Great.
Thankfully, they are with loved ones right now, so
Super.
they're close, and it's just I'm more excited for them to see the change in me.
Yeah.
I'm excited for them to get their mom back,
Yeah.
an even better mom. So the short-term goals is just to get us in a happy and healthy household, and
Yeah.
doing the activities that we love, and connecting, and just the love basically there. But long-term goals is I really would love to get into addictions counseling. I would love to share this message as far as that I can, because
Yeah.
it is something that I am deeply passionate about. It's something that I have felt to my very core, and it's something that has changed my life. So I would just love to have an opportunity to share this message and share this hope and this strength with somebody who's struggling that I can be able to connect with. So I would just, maybe one day I'll be working here. You never know, right?
You know what?
The secret is to put it in the universe, and
That's right.
maybe something will happen. So it's just, helping those that haven't gotten the help yet.